Hello everyone, welcome to my February 2014 video game pickups video. I've got a lot to show you, so I'll just get started. First up is a 3DS game, which I got from shop2.net for about £12, and that is Project X Zone, or Cross Zone if you prefer. Now I haven't opened this yet because I don't really play my 3DS a lot, but my plan is to sort of get as many games as I can, and then when I get around to playing them I will. The reason I got this one is because just look at this like front cover. You got like Ulala and like Mega Man and Jill Valentine and Ryu and Dante and Jin and various different other characters from various different series, like all in one like strategy RPG. And I was initially going to get this like day off, but I heard very sort of mixed reviews regarding this game, so I sort of thought I'd sort of hold off for a bit and wait for it to come on sale. And for £12 you can't really go wrong. So yeah, when I get around to playing it, I'll unseal it and whatever, you know. Next up we have a PS1 game. This is my most recent purchase, and it was actually while at my voluntary job, and that game is quite a popular series. Not really seeing a lot of it nowadays, but that series is Riddddge Raaacer. Riddddge Raaacer. Oh, you internets. Yeah, so Riddddge Raaacer is a it's sort of like the polar opposite of something like Gran Turismo or Forza, where it's like an arcadey sort of racer. There's a lot of drifting involved and stuff like that. And yeah, it was actually, I can show you, the first launch title for the original PlayStation, so that's kind of cool. And it is dual case, as you can see, and also comes with the game and the manual. And I can open the other bits. It's quite hard to do with one hand. And it comes with like a little bit of card for all the launch games like Tekken and was that? I thought that was Ace Combat for a second there. Various different other games, but yeah, the big two were definitely Riddddge Raaacer and Tekken, and also other games such as like Destruction Derby, which is one of the games I got at launch, and Loaded and games like that, which are really the start of something special for like the PlayStation brand, I should say. And yeah, Riddddge Raaacer, fantastic game. Next up we have a couple of PS2 games. First one I'm going to show you is Haunting Ground. Now this is a sort of spin-off to the Clock Tower series, and it's like that series. This is survival horror in its purest form, where you have no real weapons. In this case you do have a dog called Huey who will like distract enemies and basically give you a bit of time to basically find a hiding place or run away. And yeah, it's very sort of puzzle based, as most survival horror games are. And yeah, it looks pretty decent. I haven't really played a lot of it because I am quite wuss when playing survival horror games. But one day I'll strike up the courage to play it. But I've heard really good things though. Next up we have Cold Fear. Now this game is also a survival horror, but this is more of a third person over the shoulder shooter similar to Resident Evil 4. But this one takes place on a boat, and you're trying to sort of figure out what's happening. And I don't know why, but for some reason that sounds awfully familiar. Sorry, I had to do that. Yeah, and it's pretty good. It's not the most polished game in the world, but yeah, it's not bad. It's interesting water effects where you can basically get like thrown. I guess you can get like thrown overboard, like with the boat, like sending like waves over the top, and like you can sort of, I don't know, you sort of like fly off or something like that. I've only seen like streams of this game. I haven't actually really had a chance to sit down and play it, but yeah, it just looked really interesting enough for me to pick it up and give it a go. Next up, we have a Wii game. I believe it's one of the last ones made for the Wii. Well, one of the big titles anyway. And that is Kirby's Adventure. Kirby's Adventure Wii. I believe it's called something else in America. I forget what it is though. But basically, this is a 2D sort of platform with like 3D models of Kirby, Meta Knight, King Dedede, and the like. And yeah, it seems pretty fun. It's sort of similar to Donkey Kong Country Returns. I'm assuming it's a little bit easier than that because you know it's Kirby, so it's not going to be like massively difficult. It's more based on like having fun. But yeah, it was interesting enough for me to pick up. I actually got this from Game for around £18, which is kind of a steal when you consider on eBay the starting price is something like 30 at least, possibly even 40. So for me to get it for that price was pretty damn good. The disc isn't the best, but if I have to get it cleaned, then so be it. It only costs like a few quid anyway, so even if it comes to that, I've still got this for a good price. Okay, next up is some PS3 games. I did actually trade a lot of games in, by the way. I traded in Little Big Planet and Resistance 3 for the PlayStation 3, and for the 360 I traded in quite a lot. Stuff like I wrote a list here. Stuff like Diablo 3 and Deus Ex Human Revolution. That was mainly because I got the director's cut for PS3. Bioshock 1 and 2, I'll explain why in a second. Same for Red Dead Redemption and the Undead Nightmare sort of disc. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, Darksiders 2, and Pure was the other one. Okay, and yeah, starting off with the PS3 games, the first one I got was Bioshock 1 and 2, the Ultimate Rapture Edition. And the reason I picked this up was mainly because it had Minerva's Den on the disc, and if you haven't played Minerva's Den, I don't blame you, because you had to own the Bioshock 2 disc in order to play it, and I know by the time the DLC got released, not a lot of people got around to playing it, because they'd already sort of traded the game in, so which was unfortunate, because I feel like had this been like a standalone DLC, then I think that it would have sold as well as like the Dead Rising 2 DLCs that sort of were standalone, like Case West and Case Zero. It really, and in my opinion, it was actually better than Bioshock 2's campaign, and that's not to say that Bioshock 2 was bad. It was just a little bit disappointing compared to the first one, which for me is like the one of the best games I've played from the previous generation of consoles, which I'm guessing what people are calling it now. So yeah, a fantastic collection. I bought this for about 17 quid on CX's website, so yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. Next up, we have the Prince of Persia HD trilogy, and this comes with Sands of Time, which I absolutely love, Prince of Persia Warrior Within, which I absolutely hated, and Prince of Persia The Two Thrones, which I didn't play mainly because of my disliking of Warrior Within. But I will give all these games another chance once I get around to playing this collection. And yeah, it's a pretty good collection. It's a pretty good collection, you know. I got it for £8 in CEX, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Apologies, my throat is a little bit sore at the moment because of the winter and stuff. And finally, for this part, also for £8 in CX, I got the Tomb Raider trilogy. This comes with Legends, Underworld, and Anniversary. Legends, I traded my PS2 copy in because there was nothing really special about that particular copy. Anniversary I've kept because it's a special edition on the PS2 and it comes with the DVD like documentary and other sort of stuff like that, and also has a music CD as well. Underworld I've never played, but it's kind of along the same lines as these two, only not quite as polished, which is what I've heard. But it's, you know, it's still a decent collection for only £8. So yeah. Okay, and that's it for part 1 of my February 2014 pickups. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the second part.